my parents were Catholic. I was raised Catholic, but not particularly practicing. But by one way or another, I can't say religion was particularly important to me, but God was important to me all my life growing up. And at a certain point in my teens, I started to research other religions. I began with doing a proper sort of research about Christianity itself, about Catholicism and about Christianity and the origins of Christianity and the evolution of Christianity and the church, which when you do that, it's kind of unavoidable that you realize that it's false. And so I started to look into other religions, and I looked into Hinduism, I looked into Buddhism, I looked into everything. And I had decided that I was not going to look into Islam at all. I didn't think that there was anything of value in this religion of crazy, militant, terrorist people. Because I'm from an older generation, obviously, so we didn't have I didn't grow up with the Al Qaeda idea, but there was Khomeini was the big enemy of America at that time when I was growing up, when I was a child. So we had this image because of Iran and the so-called Islamic Revolution in Iran. Mm-hmm. So and then of course there was Gaddafi, and there were terrorist attacks, and there was also in America obviously the whole pro-Israeli, anti-Palestinian narrative. So I was dead set against thinking that there was anything of value to learn from Islam. And then when I was in university, I took an African American studies class and read the autobiography of Malcolm X. And I admired him for his honesty and his discipline and his courage. And then when I discovered that he became a Muslim, actually properly became a Muslim, not from the black Muslim Nation of Islam ideology, but actually converted to Islam properly, then I thought, okay, well maybe there's something I can learn from Islam after all. If someone as intelligent as him and as upstanding as him, maybe if he finds some value in it, then maybe there's some value in it. So I started to look into Islam at that point, and very quickly I fell in love with Rasulullah and was very, very quickly convinced that what he claimed about himself was true, that he was a prophet, and that the Quran was from Allah. And that's it. I studied Islam, and I read about Islam, and for example, I read Sahih Bukhari before I converted, cover to cover, and I was actually very hesitant and intimidated to read the Quran, because at that point I believed that it was actually the word of Allah, the word of my Creator, and that's intimidating. That's a scary thing to approach that book. But I was like, I felt very much that I should convert, but I also thought that it would be irresponsible for me to convert without reading the Quran. So I did eventually start reading the Quran, and then in the process of reading it, I just realized I'm putting myself in danger every moment that passes that I don't take Shahada and become a Muslim. And so that's the story there.